In the brutal theater of World War II, nations rose and fell with the tides of alliance and betrayal. But few actions shifted the balance as dramatically as Romania's daring pivot in 1944. This is the story of how one coup d'etat, led by a young king, is credited with shortening the deadliest conflict in history by 6 months. Romania entered World War II on the side of the Axis powers in June 1941, driven by a desire to reclaim territories lost to the Soviet Union the previous year, namely Bessarabia and northern Bukovina. Under the iron-fisted rule of Prime Minister Ion Antonescu, Romania committed over 800,000 troops to Operation Barbarossa, the Nazi invasion of the USSR. They fought fiercely, but at a tremendous cost. By 1943, Romanian forces suffered devastating losses at battles like Stalingrad, where entire divisions were annihilated. The alliance with Germany, once seen as a path to glory, had become a death trap as Soviet forces pushed back relentlessly. By the spring of 1944, Soviet forces had pushed to Romania's borders, and in August they launched a massive offensive that shattered the Axis front in northeastern Romania. The writing was on the wall. Defeat was imminent. Secretly, opposition groups, including the National Liberal Party, National Peasants' Party, Social Democratic Party, and even the Romanian Communist Party, formed the National Democratic Bloc in June. They plotted with King Michael, a 22-year-old monarch who had been reduced to a figurehead under Antonescu's regime. King Michael, advised by loyal aides, began clandestine meetings with the plotters. Communist leaders Emil Bodnaras and Lucreciu Patrascanu urged a bold move, use the king's authority as commander-in-chief to turn Romania's weapons against Germany. Initial plans to negotiate with the German ambassador were scrapped in favor of a direct confrontation with Antonescu. The goal? Force an armistice with the Allies and switch sides before the Soviets overran the country entirely. Michael summoned Ion Antonescu and Foreign Minister Mihai Antonescu to the royal palace in Bucharest. Joined by General Constantin Sănătescu, the king demanded that Romania immediately exit the war and sign an armistice with the Allies, including the Soviet Union. Antonescu refused, arguing it would invite German retaliation and nullify any agreement. In a stunning turn, the king declared, "Then I have no choice." He signaled for guards, Colonel Dumitru Damețianu and 4 soldiers, who burst in and arrested both Antonescus. That evening, at 10 p.m., King Michael addressed the nation via radio. Romania had deposed its pro-Axis government, accepted an armistice, and would now fight alongside the Allies. Orders went out to Romanian armies to cease fire against the Soviets and defend against German attacks. Just 2 days later, on August 25th, Romania declared war on Germany. The coup was a masterstroke, hailed by historian John Lukács as the most successful of World War II, far more effective than Italy's muddled defection the year before. Overnight, Germany lost access to Romania's vital Ploiești oil fields, which had supplied a third of the Reich's fuel. Albert Speer, Hitler's armaments minister, later noted this as the moment Hitler admitted the war was lost. Romania's switch triggered a domino effect. Bulgaria and Finland soon defected. The Slovak national uprising erupted, and even a failed coup in Croatia shook the Axis. With Romania's over 500-strong army now allied with the Soviets, the Red Army could bypass fierce resistance and advance rapidly through the Balkans into Hungary and Czechoslovakia. Romanian forces fought valiantly alongside them, suffering over 169,000 casualties in the final push. But how exactly did this end the war 6 months earlier? Without the coup, the Soviets would have faced a grueling campaign to conquer Romania, potentially delaying their drive into Central Europe by months. By switching sides, Romania not only spared its own infrastructure from total destruction, but also provided intact resources and troops to the Allies. The oil denial crippled German mobility, and the swift Balkan advance hastened the collapse of the Eastern Front. Romanian historians and King Michael himself have long claimed this bold act shortened World War II by as much as 6 months, saving countless lives and accelerating the Allied victory in Europe. Alternate history discussions suggest that without this turn of events, Soviet forces might have taken at least that long to clear Romanian resistance alone. The armistice was formalized on September 12, 1944, restoring much of Transylvania to Romania and placing the country under Soviet influence. King Michael was awarded the Soviet Order of Victory and the US Legion of Merit for his role. Yet tragedy followed. In 1947, communists forced his abdication, ushering in decades of dictatorship. He returned from exile only after the 1989 revolution. Romania's story is a testament to courage in the face of tyranny, a reminder that even in the darkest hours, a single decision can alter the fate of the world.